Have you ever listened to someone speak English and thought, wow, they just sound so natural, so fluent? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the biggest secrets to getting there. It's all about 16 simple adverbs that can totally change the game. Ready to level up your English? Let's do this.
So really think about it. What is the difference between a good sentence and a great one? It's usually not about using some huge fancy vocabulary. Nope, the magic is often in the tiny little words that add color and feeling and precision. They are the secret ingredient to fluent English, and today we are sharing the recipe.
Okay, first, a super quick refresher. What exactly is an adverb? Well, it's a word that adds more detail. It tells you how something is done. For instance, you could say, she walked. Fine. But if you say she walked confidently, suddenly you have a whole picture in your head, right? That one little word changes everything. And you're going to see a lot of these powerful words end in "ly." Now, to make all this super easy to remember, we've broken these adverbs down into 4 groups, kind of like they're conversational superpowers. We're going to look at adverbs for shaping reality, for adding emphasis, for dealing with uncertainty, and for controlling time. By the end, you'll have this awesome new toolkit. So let's jump into our first superpower. First up, shaping reality. These are the words you pull out when you need to correct someone, clear up a little misunderstanding, or just get straight to the point. Think of them as your tools for managing the flow of information.
Let's start with a big one, actually. You hear this all the time. It's perfect for correcting information or adding a little bit of a surprise. So if your friend says you should call Sarah, you could reply, actually, she called me this morning. See how it just gently corrects them? You can also pop it on the end of a sentence for a more casual conversational feel, like, I've never seen that movie, actually.
All right, next we have basically. This is your word for cutting through the noise and getting to the most important part. And the cool thing is, it's super flexible. You can stick it at the front, basically, we're out of coffee. Or in the middle. Or for a really natural sound, you can just add it at the end. It's a good idea, it's just too expensive, basically. It's like saying, here's the bottom line. Now for a word with 2 totally different personalities. Honestly. With this one, your tone of voice is everything. If you say it with a warm tone, you sound really sincere. Honestly, that was the best meal I've had all year. But if you say it with a sharp, frustrated tone, it's a whole different vibe. Honestly, I can't believe you forgot again. It's all in the delivery. Okay, we've talked about shaping reality. Now, let's talk about turning up the volume. This next batch of adverbs, they're your amplifiers. They're the words you use when you really, really want to make your point hit home. Literally. This word causes so much debate. Okay, so technically, it means something is 100% true, without exaggeration. Like, the box was so heavy, I literally couldn't lift it. But in everyday, informal English, we use it all the time for emphasis. I was so tired, I literally fell asleep at my desk. It didn't really happen, but it adds that dramatic flair, you know? Seriously is another one of those multi-purpose adverbs. You can use it to show something is really important. Seriously, you need to listen to this. Or you can use it to show you're shocked or annoyed. Seriously, you paid that much for a coffee? And you can also just tack it on the end of a statement to make it stronger. This is the best show on TV. Seriously. When you want to highlight one specific thing above all others, especially is the perfect word. It's like putting a spotlight on your favorite part. You could say, I love Italian food, especially lasagna. Or, the city is beautiful, especially in the spring. It just points everyone's attention to what matters most to you. Okay, let's talk about how sure you are about something. If you are 100% certain, you say definitely. I will definitely finish this by Friday. Now, absolutely is also 100%, but we usually use it to show strong agreement with someone else. Is this the best pizza ever? Absolutely. And then you've got probably. That's for when you're pretty sure, like more than 50-50, but not completely certain. I'll probably go to the gym later. Life is rarely simple, right? It's not always yes or no, black or white. So this next set of adverbs is for all those gray areas, for when you're not totally sure, or when things are almost, but not quite, a certain way. Pay close attention here, because this one trips up so many people. Hard and hardly. They sound almost the same, but they mean the exact opposite. If you work hard, you're putting in a lot of effort. If you hardly work, you're doing almost nothing. Hardly means almost not. So if you say, I hardly slept last night, it means you got very, very little sleep. It's a huge difference. Virtually is a fantastic word for when something is like 99% true. It means almost completely. So if a restaurant has only 1 or 2 people in it, you could say, the place was virtually empty. Or if everyone on a team agrees on a decision, the vote was virtually unanimous. It's precise, but not absolute.
Okay, this next one, apparently, is the ultimate word for sharing information you've heard but can't confirm yourself. It's perfect for office chatter. Apparently, they're changing the deadline. It's like saying, I heard that, or it seems that. It lets you share the news without taking full responsibility if it turns out to be just a rumor.
Now, a word of caution about this next one. Obviously, on the surface, it just means it's easy to see or understand. But it can sometimes come across as a little sarcastic or impatient. You know, if you're struggling to carry 10 grocery bags and someone asks, do you need help? If you reply, obviously, well, that might not go down too well. So just be mindful of your tone with this one.
All right, we've shaped reality, we've turned up the emphasis, and we've navigated the gray areas. For our last superpower, we're going to talk about controlling time. These adverbs help you place events in sequence, giving your stories structure and flow.
Frequently is really just a slightly more formal way of saying often. You'll see it a lot in writing or hear it in more professional situations. So instead of saying, I often check my email, you could say, I check my email frequently. It just adds a little touch of sophistication.
Need to show that you're efficient and on top of your game? Immediately is your best friend. When someone asks you to do something, especially at work, saying, I'll take care of that immediately is so much stronger than just, okay. It means right now, without any delay. It's a real power word.
Look at this little story here. First, he disagreed. Then there was a long discussion, maybe some arguments, some convincing, and then at the end of it all, he eventually agreed. Eventually is the perfect word for when something finally happens, but only after a long time or after some kind of difficulty or delay. It packs so much meaning into a single word.
And there you have it, 16 adverbs that do so much more than just modify verbs. They are powerful tools that let you fine-tune your meaning and really sound more like a native speaker. These are your new secret weapons.
So let's just quickly recap your new fluency toolkit. You've got words to shape reality, words to add emphasis, words to navigate those gray areas of uncertainty, and words to control time. Thinking about them in these groups should make it way easier to remember which one to use and when. But here's the thing. Just knowing this stuff isn't enough. You have to use it. So here's my challenge for you. Just pick one of these adverbs from the list today, and find a way to use it in a conversation. Which one are you going to choose? Drop a comment below and let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you next time.